bean-shaped news desk tables in the center. Alice and Sarah, the interviewees, are seated at this table. They're in muffled conversation, almost like listening to people talking while you're underwater. Sarah is in the motion of drinking a glass of water when Alice goes to slap her. Before the slap is made, lights up, on.
You see it, break it down, break it down.
Alice is psychologically unwell. She's shaken.
I don't care who you are or what organization you run. Slapping a woman on live television?
There are standards. Our country, no one in this country has manners, has etiquette.
Don't hate on me in the comments, but both are wrong the way I see it. Alice and Sarah, people hurt people hurt people.
Do I apologize for how the message was conveyed? Yes, I sincerely do. However, the truth of the matter is that the interview was never about the preservation of the Ebner collection, as me and my team at the foundation were told by ABC. What became increasingly clear to me was that the airtime had been overwhelmingly reserved to advertise Ms. Keeley's new gallery, and not for the foundation's fundraising efforts. Frankly, I found the comments and attitudes of Sarah and ABC to be quite disrespectful towards the memory of Jacob Ebner, the man they claim to be celebrating.
Everything you need to know about controversial painter Jacob Ebner.
Jacob Ebner was a radical Marxist.
Jacob Ebner was a transphobe, and if Alice Thompson, of all people, can't see that?
Jacob Ebner had 11 fingers.
Jacob Ebner was in debt. Millions of dollars of debt. So you're suggesting we should, what? Cover for him? I don't see how.
I'm suggesting that the preservation and accessibility of his art is important, and that the public should defend.
I went to France and signed my name on the Mona Lisa.
This little German boy saved a poor kitten's life. You'll never believe what she did next.
Alice Thompson is a woman. Please use the correct pronouns for him.
Hello Kitty says ACAP. Elmo says
Trans rights.
I have never been more scared for my life than when I was in that room. Never been more disrespected, and by someone that I consider...
This just goes to show you can't say anything,
You see, this is what happens to successful female painters when they question the male establishment. There is a war on the biological female.
Sarah and Alice both worked under Ebner's tutelage, obviously to varying levels of success and acclaim.
Vitamin supplements! Who wants vitamin supplements?
So Sarah's all, come see my new collection, a gallery, whatever, inspired by Ebner, and then Alice is like...
So, you're not interested in Jacob Ebner the man?
I'm interested in the idea of Jacob, what he means for our art form. That's what my particular collection of paintings represents. I hope the viewers at home can come make a visit.
And I hear people are already saying that your work, this collection, moves even beyond what Jacob was able to accomplish. What are your thoughts on that?
Jacob Ebner was very much in the epicenter of that art scene during the AIDS crisis. He was one of the original founding members of Grand Theory and was collaborating with a lot of these painters, these singular visionaries like David Wojnarowicz, Daryl Ellis, and many others. He really captured this more experimental, improvisational approach in his early career that has gone on to greatly influence.
I was heartbroken, devastated when I heard the news. I had met the man when I was just a kid. I think he was about the same age as I am now. I've spent most of my life studying with him, and when I took over the foundation, it was the highlight of my career, honestly. To really have a place in that world after I had left painting, or left my painting profession. Well, I guess I'm trying to say he's significantly shaped my life.
Do you have any idea why he may have taken his own life?
No. I don't feel very confident or comfortable with any rumors, speculations about this.
I'd say that he was very reclusive, even agoraphobic. I think that may have led to some paranoid behaviors that I experienced.
I wouldn't say he was paranoid.
Paranoid behaviors. I didn't say.
But he did struggle with mental illness and was quite open about it throughout his life.
Well, consider the context. When you've seen the people around you die at such a young age.
Bitch, son, that girl is crazy.
I guess everyone's on art talk now after the interview blew up, so here are my top 5 recommendations for how to be.
House of Fire is a poignant and conversational satirical work by Jacob Ebner using cigarette ash, suit fabric, and yes, human semen to depict its subject. It has never hung in a museum, but it is now expected to be valued at $2 million.
3 million!
Potentially even $4 million.
My thoughts on House of Fire? Definitely the most controversial of his works. I can't say I particularly enjoy it. I think Proefrock Terminus or Die letzten Wort der Liebe are generally the more sophisticated masterpieces. He started honing in on his eye for detail in the early 2000s, which, well, I believe those were his best years as a painter. As an activist, I'm not sure, but I'm not an activist, and truthfully, neither was he.
Through House of Fire's unique choice of painting materials, it proudly declares, like the famed Joel song, "We didn't start the fire."
The picture or film of a painting is not the painting itself, and yet that is what most of the world sees. We can take solace in the idea that these paintings, this complete of war-bearing, Proofrock Terminus, are allowed to exist in his public museum. But now the same private museums and brokers who had previously discredited and even publicly disparaged his work want to store it in their private collections, just as their prices have soared and his debt has doubled.
Does anyone know where the full interview is? I've been trying to keep up with what's happening, but I can only find clips. I know there's a full one behind the paywall, but I was wondering if anyone had uploaded it to YouTube yet.
I didn't even know who Ebner was, but they found some photos of him as a teenager. Fun!
Maybe someone can make a playlist of them. It's just hard to keep track.
I respect Alice for doing what had to be done. A straight cis white girl should not have even been given the platform to talk about the legacy of.
ABC really dropped the ball on this one. Seriously dropped the ball. Alice could have raised millions of dollars, at the very least, saving House of Fire from auction.
I think what's important, putting aside Alice's inappropriate conduct, are these paintings. I would hate to see them become the new Keith Haring, which has been appropriated on coffee mugs throughout the country. The Ebner Foundation needs our help keeping these works accessible to the public.
I found the beginning.
And now, in arts and entertainment, we have 2 very special guests joining us tonight to talk about the late, great Jacob Ebner. With us, our prolific painter, Sarah Keeley, and head of the Ebner Foundation, Alice Thompson.
Thank you for having me.
It's an honor to be here.
So for those who don't know, give us an idea of who Jacob was.
Jacob Ebner is by and large one of the most prolific painters of the modern era. Widely forgotten, ignored really by the commercial art world, up until the last few years, to be honest. His work spans a variety of themes, but specifically explores intersectionality within the queer community during and after the AIDS crisis.
Fascinating. You know, and stop me if I'm saying something completely off color, but I remember when queer was a slur.
Oh, well, I don't see how that is.
Well, just goes to show how much time really has changed. Now, Sarah, what legacy does Jacob Ebner leave behind for you?
The interview begins to drown into the muffled underwater soundscape from the beginning.
You see, the problem with Sarah Keeley is that she's...
So here's what we're not.
I never said that.
Villainize, that's all!
Alice is a grown adult. God, the way that certain people refuse to take responsibility.
Refuse to take responsibility? Well, that's rich.
Jacob Ebner is not this unproblematic king you seem to think he is.
I don't understand these people who think.
These people? What's that supposed to mean?
Context, media, literacy, holy shit, can you not?
Oh, I love how you just assume.
Look, I've been civil with you, but you brought it on yourself. With
Oh, yeah? Yeah, I'd like to see you.
Hold on. You've been scrolling for way too long.
Theater work lights turn on. No one's speaking. Does everyone finally shut the fuck up? Voice 2 has disappeared. Voice 1 seems lost. Alice and Sarah don't know what to say. People are attempting to speak, but are at a loss for words.
I've actually been prepared to announce an offer. I didn't think I'd make it tonight, but Clearly, the circumstances have changed, Alice. I will purchase the Ebner collection so you can pay off his debt, keep the foundation afloat. You don't get to hold a dead man hostage because you couldn't make it as a painter.
Alice is about to respond when Voice 2 brings out a box of House of Fire t-shirts and drops it on the floor.
Indie t-shirts, get your House of Fire t-shirts, cottagecore, indie punk, aesthetic, underground. Make your parents scream, crop top, oversized, trendy, niche t-shirts. Jacob Ebner t-shirts, House of Fire t-shirts, click the link below.
Keep pushing the link. Wrestling, boxing, winning bells, go crazy. Everyone vigorously claps except Alice. Alice leaves the stage. Capitalism wins. End of play.